Hi, everyone. I hope we are all good. I'm hoping that you can all hear me okay. And welcome. My fourth stream. I'm quite enjoying doing these on a Sunday evening. Hi, Maria. Let me just see what we are doing. Hello, Clara. Ah, yes, you made it this time. And hello there, Sandy. Hope you're well. Hello, Missy. Lovely to see you all. Hi, Crystal. So I thought I would have Maui Princess out today. This is my piece that's closest to a finish, so really ought to do a bit of work on it. Hello, Sharon. Lovely to see you. And Heather. Hello, I'm finally able to join a live. Welcome. First visit on a live. It's great to have you. Hello, Norma. Hope you and everyone watching are well. Yeah, I'm much better than I was. I've had a bit of a rotten cold this week, which is absolutely not sideways. If you saw my last stitch with me, you might have sort of seen on there I was kind of sniffing and sneezing my way sort of through it, and I didn't sound very good. But I'm definitely turned the corner and I'm on the mend now, so which is good. Hi, Katinka. It's lovely to see faces coming back to these lives. I do like to sort of see that, you know, obviously I must be doing something that you guys like, otherwise you wouldn't be here. Yeah, so this last week I've been unwell with this cold. Thankfully not COVID, just a common or garden cold. But because I haven't had one for such a long time, it's, you know, near 9 knocked the stuffing out of me. So this week has not been the best week, you know, for the way I feel. So fingers crossed that's it though now for a while. I was looking back on Facebook. You know, on Facebook we have the memories, and it seems like the end of September is my time for having a bit of a cold or a sore throat or you know, whatever. But this one, Andy gave it to me, so it's his fault. We'll blame him. Having said that, I've got a bit of stitching done this week, which is good. So when I do film my floss tube on for Tuesday, it's going to be, there's been lots of projects that I've worked on. I may or may not also have some extra goodies to show in that floss tube. I may or may not have ordered something else from Gecko Rouge. It was Andy's fault. He made me do it. And he's purposely not saying anything. Hello, Anna Karen. Hope you are well. So what was everybody working on? As you can see, I said I've got my Maui Princess out. I am almost 65% on this, 64.87%. And I want this one done. I think I have like 10 projects in my rotation now, which is a lot for me. Night Cafe should be restarted, all being well, this week. I would take a cold any day of the week. Was exposed to COVID on Thursday, so now I wait, but so far feeling fine. Oh, fingers crossed, Norma. Fingers crossed that it's not. But this cold that has been going around, certainly here, has been sort of quite vicious. I've had like no energy and a feeling like I've been, sinus and headache, and it's just been awful. Clara, I know what kit you ordered because I'm in that Facebook group. Shh, don't tell anyone. Yeah, don't tell anyone, Clara. Clara, I've got 18 whips in my rotation. Oh, that's twice what I've got. It wouldn't sit well with me, that, Clara. It really wouldn't. But I don't think that Autumn Waltzer will take too long, and I don't think that this one is going to be too long for a finish. So we're going to get those numbers down. Well, I'm going to get my numbers down. I follow somebody on Instagram that has like 300 whips or something like that, and I'm thinking, oh crikey, I think there's like one for every day of the year or something. I don't think I'd have the space in this house for that. This house is only very small. Sharon, still on Babies and Butterflies at 65.66%. Yeah. I think did you put a post on Instagram earlier with it, Sharon? I think I saw something on Instagram. I'm really naughty because I'm not posting on Instagram very much, and I missed the other Sharon's messages that she sent me a couple of days ago, but it's simply because I haven't got notifications on, and I felt a bit blur, so not done very much. Sandy, Minnie the Spellkeeper, Lisa Parker. It's still going on that one, Sandy. Clara mum's the word. Thank you, Clara. Because you know what's coming up with that one, don't you? There'll be another unboxing when I get it. I do like those gecko kits. Missy, no stitching tonight. Back and legs are hurting, so just watching and chatting. Well, I hope it doesn't last too long for you, Missy. There's nothing worse than, when you physically hurt. I tend to sort of, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, somebody was asking me about how, do I have any problems with my joints? And I think certainly moving around and having regular stitching breaks does that, but there's no point in sitting down to stitch if you're already in pain and uncomfortable. Sharon, yes, I did. Yeah, I thought that was yours, Sharon. It was looking really, really nice. What are my plans after Married Princess is done? Celebrate. Next year, I'm having no new starts. So what I'll just then is move the next nearest one to a finish up in rotation. That one is the Realm of Middle-earth map, believe it or not, because I'm just a shade away from 30% completed on that, although it's like 780,000 stitches. So I will move that up as a bit of a focus. What I'll do is next year, I will still try and get 500 stitches a day in on rotation pieces. But then any other time I have after that, put extra work in on the Realm of Middle-earth. So like on a weekend, for example, if I'm not doing anything, my 500 stitches can be done by sort of late morning. So then I can just pick up Realm of Middle-earth and then work on that for the rest of the day and get some progress on it. The good thing about the Realm is there's only about 30 colours in it, 31 colours I think there is. So there's lots of blocky sort of stitching. It's when we actually get to the nitty gritty of the mat part where it starts with confetti. But because of the style of the piece, the confetti is not so wearing. Hi, Gail. Brooks, Animals 18, Remy Rabbit. Finished world travel 406,000 last week. Blimey. Sounds good, Gail. Hi, Sharon. You've lost your needle. I lost one yesterday. Andy's feet are still on guard. Every time I lose a needle, Andy's feet find it. So, yeah, I feel on that one. It's just a case of locating it. I know roughly where it is, but Jody, hello everybody, and Nicholas, sorry I'm not late at all, Jody, not late at all. It's wonderful to have you. So sorry you're hurting, Missy. I know how you feel, not fun. Yeah. Clara, hello, Jody, my fellow Texan. I see that you're all making friends in the comments, aren't you? Woo, hello. Hi, Christine. Yes, it's lovely to have you here. Glad to finally catch you live. It's great to have you. Of course, though, if ever you do miss it, it's always available on replay. I do pop it straight out, so always available. Missy, it's my spina bifida, but tomorrow will be better. Yes, tomorrow will be better. Yeah. Oh, no problem, Jodie. It's lovely to have you here. I mean, this community is so lovely, and I value each and every one of you who come in and watch these lives. Like I said, this is now the fourth one I've done, and I think really for the channel, I think it's been quite lovely. So, Jodie and Clara, whereabouts in Texas are you? Because it's a fairly large state. So, are you near each other, or same city, or within 500 miles, or what's the sort of distance between you? Because if ever I make it over to Texas, I might have to come and call on you. I'll wait for you to you're in East Texas. Yeah. Yes, I do plan to me and Andy would love to travel, and before all the COVID lockdowns and things, we did travel quite a lot. But, we haven't traveled much. Kyle, a small town just south of Austin. So how close are you to each other? Because my geography is rubbish. Oh, Andy's getting his phone out. I don't know whereabouts in Texas Austin is. North, south, east, west, middle, where? So you're going to tell me?
I'll try.
Maybe I have to get Andy to come out and do one of his Village Idiot episodes out there.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, whatever.
Oh, why's my picture gone all weirdy like that? I don't know what that shadow is.
Ooh.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it on there.
It's odd, isn't it?
Very odd.
Okay, it's a very strange reflection. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's gone now. How weird.
Where did you say the other one was, Nikki? Austin is like always bang in the middle.
So Jodie reckons about 3 hours away. So about 3 hours apart from me. I could do 3 hours. Well, that weirded light's gone now. I don't know what it were. Very odd. Is it still, what's the weather like over there in Texas at the moment? We've got it sort of definitely cold and autumnal here now.
No, in Texas it'll be hot.
Do you think? Andy reckons it'll be hot. Well, having said that, here we've had a lot of rain, but it's not been so cold that we've got to like put heating on and so on. It's
Very hot.
yeah, very hot. Yeah, I couldn't do 3 hours not so long back, Jodie, but the weight that I've lost has helped a little bit. By the way, just another pound this week, but I did get slimmer of the month. So I must be doing something right. No rain in sight. Oh dear. Not only is the needle gone, but the chart has now. Oh, crikey, Sharon. What have you done? Oh, dear. Today's a little nicer here, and we're expecting a slight cool front this coming week. That I reckon that'll be something of a blessed relief then for you, Jodie, if it's very hot. Oh, and thank you very much.
My phone says it's about 32 degrees in Austin.
Oh, blimey.
Mhm.
It's hot in Austin, so it's definitely not stone cold. Get it?
Yeah.
I couldn't resist that.
Thanks, you just nearly deafened me.
I couldn't resist that.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. Google Stone Cold Steve Austin. And he's just trying to be funny.
That was funny. Come on, it was funny.
Oh, okay.
Don't die.
And he's also had this bit of a cold, and so was Lauren.
Mine's starting to get a bit better
Oh,
now.
thank
Yeah, your
God.
cough's going in, sick kid.
Work out what it was. Crap.
I sure hope that cool front comes our way. I've been watching the rain in New York on the news. I heard about it, but I haven't seen it. So I will need to sort of go and take a look at the news. But I know that in New York they've had some flash floods, haven't they? How was the helicopter flight? Andy, over to you.
It was interesting. They're definitely not the easiest things to try and control. I'll say that much. So,
Probably gets easier.
Well, we got there and we found the company who had the helicopter that Andy was flying. And it was sort of slightly overcast weather, but not
terrible.
not terrible, not low cloud or anything like that. Andy got into the helicopter, set off, and within a couple of minutes, the heavens opened. So we had to set back down. And, so the flight was actually much longer than anticipated, but he did enjoy it. Had some time at the controls, and the episode will be coming out when?
November the 7th.
Yeah, November the 7th. The episode will come out.
If anybody
I was watching from the offices. I could see the whole runway at this little airport. And the people in there said, "Oh, didn't you fancy going up in the helicopter?" And I'm like, "Me? Only time I want to go up in something that flies, there's got to be a steward or stewardess there with a trolley offering me something to drink." I don't think I could get that in a tiny helicopter. So But yeah, I mean, it was a great couple of days away. It was just hampered by me having a cold because I didn't sleep terribly well. And when, you're, excuse me, when you're unwell with a cold, you kind of just want to curl up in the warm with a mug of hot chocolate and do nothing. But we went out for pretty much all meals and I still lost a pound, and it was just a nice couple of days away. We saw some great stuff, and Andy's flight was kind of the icing on the cake, really. Got a certificate and everything, didn't you, love?
I did. If you want it on the camera, I can get it for you.
No.
They might want to see it.
They'll see it when they see the episode in a month. Oh.
Like I said, assuming they actually watch my stuff.
Well, I think a few of the ladies in here do watch your channel. And if there may be some gents in here that watch your
I
channel
was
too.
going to say.
Although it's only the ladies that talk.
Are there any gents in the chat?
Yeah, let me know if there's any gents in here. Well done, Andy. Yes, he just thoroughly enjoyed it. And I think, for an experience, it was well worth it. It's it was certainly a Christmas present that we won't forget.
Correct.
Even though you had to wait a little while for it, eh?
That's all right. We would have waited a bit longer if it needed to be.
Gloucester Airport, where we were, was the 6th busiest in the country. But yet they don't have, big aircraft and commercial flights and package holidays and things going from there. It's charter flights, rescue helicopters, private flights, that kind of thing. But yeah, it was lovely. And we went and had some tea because it was obviously our wedding anniversary was on Friday. But we went out for a meal for our wedding anniversary while we were out, and that was quite nice as well, just to sort of get out and go and actually sit in a pub and have a meal, and time for just the two of us.
Just the two of them.
If I get a copyright strike because of your singing. So yeah, if you are, I don't know if I know that a couple of you are on my Facebook. I did put some pictures up on Facebook of Andy after he'd come off the plane and the helicopter, and you see just how tiny that helicopter was. It barely fit Andy and the pilot in it. Definitely no room for any passengers. But it was definitely an experience. It was just an experience really for me to watch more than anything as well. It's all very well and good Andy having the experience of the flight, but just watching what was going on was quite fascinating. And, there were lots of search and rescue helicopters there, and they do a lot of training for people who are, doing air, land and sea rescues where they, drop down ropes and lift people up on stretchers and all that kind of thing. So, got to see a little bit of their training as well. And, fascinating, really. Fascinating little world. So we came back on Wednesday, and then on Thursday, Hannah wanted a bedroom decorating. So I started with that for her on Thursday and into Friday and a bit of yesterday as well. And then we're hoping to get it finished this weekend, but we're about 3/4 of the way. But unfortunately, my stepdad's been unwell. So Hannah went to look after his flat and his dog while he went up to hospital. So that sort of put an end to the decorating briefly. Luckily, he's fine. He went up to hospital yesterday, had to go back today, and he's fine. And he still made it here for his Sunday meal, his Sunday dinner. Didn't do a roast today. Made what I call a cottage pie. And the way I do it is slightly different to the traditional way. Yeah, he made it here for his tea, which was good. And he's feeling a lot better. He's got some gallbladder trouble, and it turns out he's got a little infection. But at 80 years old, he's not very strong physically to go under surgery, and there'd be concerns for giving him a general anaesthetic. So they're trying to manage it medically for him, really. So Hannah will be finishing a room tomorrow. I will be back at work. And tomorrow I've got a busy day because I shall be doing a stitch with me. I shall be doing a floss tube. And then Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday this week I'm in the office. So those days I won't get a lot of stitching done. I very much doubt I'll get a lot of stitching done. It'll all work out. Got a couple of trips planned with the girls. I'll take Lauren for a day shopping in Manchester. And I'm going to take Hannah shopping in Nottingham. Just something a bit different in the run up to Christmas, so that they can have a bit of one-on-one mum and me time for them. Who would like some news on the crazy that lives over the road, or lived over the road? The one who has to have a sander to clean her windows. The one who is on holiday in Turkey. Who would like some news on her? Because she's getting better and better. I tell you. Yes, I knew that would have you all wanting to know. Right, so last week we were in Turkey. She was in Turkey and out there living on others' money that people had donated or sent through TikTok. And this week on Friday, is it Friday? Yeah.
Friday.
We heard the sound of a reversing siren from a truck. And we're kind of, a bit puzzled and looked outside. And there was a truck from the local council. Now, bear in mind, this property that she had over the road, she rented from the local council. And she's not been in it for about a month. And as far as they're concerned, they would have had to have gone through some legal process for this. But as far as they're concerned, she's abandoned the property. So on Friday morning at 9 o'clock, along comes this truck. And this truck comes and they go into the house and they clear out all of her possessions from the house and take them to the tip. Well, I said take them to the tip, presumably take them to the tip. They might have put them in storage for a set amount of time first. I don't know. But basically, in her absence, she's now been evicted from the house. So she can genuinely now say that she is in fact homeless, which is playing right into her hands, and it's absolutely what she wanted. And over the weekend, she's been on TikTok, and the conversation has basically been that Yes, she knows that she can come back to England and she should come back to England, but she doesn't want to come back to England and she can't afford to come back to England. And if you're out in Greece and you buy the tickets to come, no, out in Turkey and you buy the tickets to come back to the UK, it's more expensive than being in the UK, buying the tickets on her behalf and her picking them up in Turkey, which I don't really get, but, you know, benefit of the doubt and all that. Last thing that we knew was that apparently she's flying back to the UK tomorrow. But plot twist, a couple of weeks ago, she was meant to be in court for assault. And from what we can gather, the second she lands back in the UK, she will be arrested and she will be detained without bail because she's absconded from bail because she shouldn't have left the country while being on bail. So she's in a whole heap of trouble when she comes back. And, you know, you couldn't make it up. But that's what we hear. We'll have to see how it unfolds. But she certainly won't be coming back here because she's now no longer the tenant in this property. The council have taken it back and at some point, they'll be getting it ready for a hopefully decent family to move into, somebody that will actually need and want and value the property, where she and her daughter clearly haven't. So, but hopefully that will be the end of having a street full of police cars and vans and, you know, the police rolling up at all hours of day and night and shouting and bellowing and screaming going on and windows being smashed and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But, you know, it is what it is. So, all being well, fingers crossed, it's the end of an era. Oh my goodness, yep, they're going to grab it, definitely. And from what I understand, when she's left here, and she should have been in court, so she's got a non-appearance in court and she's out of the country on bail. They're both very much a no-no. Oh, and I think she's had a benefit stopped as well because she was on unemployment benefits and things, and I think she's had those stopped as well. She sounds like a right character. Yes, she definitely was, Sharon. And she's one of those that when she's appearing on TikTok, it'll be fake tears and pretending to cry to get sort of the sympathy vote. But when you look at her, there's actually no tears at all. You know, her eyes are dry, you know. So, and then, you know, somebody will say something that she doesn't like, and instead of being, oh, it's terrible, she'll be saying something quite nasty. So I'm like, yeah. So fingers crossed we get somebody nice next time in that house, because it's a nice little house. And it would suit a family. Fingers crossed you get a better neighbour. Yeah. Oh my God, she's a character that you can't make up. No, absolutely, she's a character. I hope you get nice neighbours. How old is she? She is certainly old enough to know better. She's in her late 30s. She's got a 17-year-old and a 13 or 14-year-old son. The son lives with his father because of the, you know, all the police interactions and the drama, and, you know, it's not a good environment for, you know, a young lad. So he apparently lives with his dad, which I can absolutely understand, and well done his dad for keeping him away from all of that. But the daughter does live with her, the 17-year-old, although social services are not happy with the arrangement because they can see that mother's behaviour is detrimental to the daughter. The daughter should be in college or studying or have a job or whatever, and instead she's the main carer for her mother who claims, and I will say claims because I've not seen any actual evidence of it, who claims to be mentally ill, mentally unwell. Now, if she is, then fine. But all I've seen of her is an angry individual who creates more problems than she solves. So, unfortunately, here in the UK, there is a bit of a what's the word I'm looking for, Andy? Bit of a tendency for people that once they're on benefits, they'll do and say whatever it takes to stay on benefits, so that they don't have to go to work. I have a feeling that in a sense, in a way, that she's a bit like that. So let's talk. Your next neighbours are decent, God-fearing individuals. We need someone normal. Yeah, agree. We live here a very quiet life. Me and Andy and the girls and the cat. And it's just us in our own little bubble. And, you know, we're on such a nodding terms with our neighbours, but we're not running around every 2 minutes and borrowing a cup of sugar kind of thing. We just keep ourselves to ourselves and live our lives, as do many of the other families on this street. I don't know the names of many of the people who live here. I know my immediate neighbours' names, and that's it. Oh, and a set of neighbours across the road who had trouble with their car. But we just sort of keep ourselves to ourselves because, you know, we've got quite enough going on in our own lives. We don't need to get involved in anyone else's. It's just that obviously when this all happens and it happens on your doorstep, oh, crikey, do we know about it?
Has everybody heard about the tree?
Oh, yes. Up in the north of England, the old border between England and Scotland was Hadrian's Wall. Especially for those of you who are abroad, overseas, there was a dip. And in this dip was a sycamore tree. And some lovely vandals have taken to destroying that tree, cutting it down. It was a tree that was featured in the movie Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. So if any of you know that, you might have seen it. But, you know, I'm just wondering at the minute, what is this country coming to? It just seems that it's just destruction at the moment, just wanton destruction of our country, and it's awful.
The latest with that tree is that some young lad decided to hike 3 hours with some tools and a sycamore sapling to replace the tree that had been cut down. Unfortunately, the National Trust have dug it up. Because apparently it's illegal to plant anything there.
Oh, so somebody does something nice like take a tree to replace the tree?
Yeah.
And the National Trust dig it up? Oh, lovely. Yeah. I tell you, the powers that be in this country. Some days I don't know how they tied the shoes. Clara says we have plenty of those in the US, presumably plenty of Vickies. And we definitely had one here. Yes, absolutely mindless action. And Sharon, you are very right. The culprit wants to sit back and see the drama around it. Oh, the news of the tree has reached Sweden.
Oh.
It was one of those places. We've got a few little spots like that in the UK. It's one of those places where you'd have to know about it because it wasn't, you know, not generally advertised as a tourist spot or anything like that. It's just a lovely place it was. Such a shame. And of course, it means that Andy can't film it in his episodes when
Well,
he goes up there.
I wasn't planning on going back to Northumberland yet anyway, but obviously I will eventually.
Yeah, but still.
I will eventually go back to Northumberland, of course I will. But yeah, I didn't even know it existed until this all happened. So. What are we, Kilmington?
Yes, it's sad times that we live in. I said to Andy, I reckon that the culprit, the person who did it, will say they were drunk, they were stoned, they were bet, they were dead, or some kind of excuse. But really, there isn't any. There's no excuse. I can remember, I mean, we do sort of have this yob culture in the UK in places, and it's unfortunate. I can remember a couple of years ago, me and Andy were to take a train journey, but we couldn't because some little darlings had decided to put a bin on the track and set fire to it. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
Yeah, I think, certainly standards are slipping. I mean, when I was a kid, we wouldn't have dared do anything like that. Missy read about it in Denmark as well. Oh, sorry, my throat is ever so dry. Today is the first day that I haven't had to have decongestant or painkiller or whatever to get rid of this this cold. I'm still a little bit sniffly, but not terribly so. So it was awful the other day because when I sneezed, it hurt. My whole body, hurt, and I thought, oh crikey. I'll be better soon. I'll be back to 100% soon. You might hear Andy's talking to himself again. So, yeah. See what the winter brings. Get some nice new neighbours. And all being well, peace hopefully reigns. Especially if we can get it on TikTok, then you'll love it even more. Yeah, absolutely. TikTok is an awful. I've got a TikTok profile, and I do, neb on there occasionally, but TikTok's awful for stuff like that. It's kind of because it's so unregulated.
It's just awful.
How's Lauren's crochet coming along? Well, when I was in Cheltenham, I popped into John Lewis's because I'd actually, believe it or not, I took this one with me and I'd run out of 310. I thought I took a skein with me, but I hadn't. So I popped into John Lewis's in the hopes, because I know that John Lewis, when they were in Sheffield, they did DMC thread. Well, in the Cheltenham store, not a skein to be found. So I ended up actually finding a tiny little haberdashery, which I was a bit pleased about because I like to support local business. And I got Lauren a smaller hook because she got an 8 or a 10 millimeter hook. So I bought her a 4 millimeter one, and she's getting on a lot better with that. The thing is with the 8 and the 10 millimeter hook and using double knitting is that the loops are turning out quite big, and, but with the 4 millimeter, they'll turn out a little bit more formed and uniform. So, yeah. But to be fair, I haven't seen her crochet for a few days. So, but she was in school last week and she was quite busy. She's been doing some theatrical makeup, you know, bumps and bruises and stuff. And she's quite good at it. She come home the other day and it looked like she got a split lip and a bruised face. And I'm like, really? You got on the bus like that? And she can do bruises. You know, when a bruise is like bright red or that sort of burgundy colour, she can do those really, really well. Clever little thing. Uh, 10 days in and I'm still testing positive for COVID. Oh, crap. Woo, that is not good. Not good at all. When Hannah, my eldest, when she had COVID, I think she tested positive for 6 or 7 days. And every time when she tested positive after about day 4, she was devastated because she didn't want to be sort of confined to a room anymore. You know, she kind of confined herself to a room so she didn't give anybody else it and had all the meals up there and all the rest of it. Yeah, every time that she tested and she was still positive, oh, there were floods, bless her. Did you have your COVID vaccine as well, Woo Woo? Do you think it might be the latest strain that you've got? Because I know that it's ramping up again in places. Jody, yes, much better size hooks should help attention. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping, Jody, because I think when I started to crochet, I was on a 3.5 or a 4mm hook. And I thought that they were perfect for double knitting and, you know, for like just doing basic granny squares and stuff. So, yeah, it just sort of seemed to be that little bit, you know, she was quite excited when she saw the smaller hook. That was the last I saw of it. She disappeared upstairs. Her bedroom's getting done next. And bless her, she wants the same colours as what Hannah's got in hers, which is like a dark grey and like a mauvey sort of pinky purple. Had all the vaccines, so I assume new strain, yeah, possibly. I think as well, because with us having to go back into the office 3 days a week, I think that COVID will be around a little bit more in our offices as well. I think in a lot of ways, to go back and work in an office, but in another lot of ways, it's a bad thing because our offices are air conditioned and they're just like petri dishes, aren't they? When it's an air conditioned building. Air conditioning can be responsible for spreading, you know, airborne viruses or bacteria. So I certainly don't think that we haven't seen the last of COVID for sure. Andy, try not to talk to yourself, lovey. It's distracting.
Me too.
Yeah, I said try not, sweetheart. It's just distracting, that's all. Because I can hear you and I think you're talking to me. Even though I know you're not. Hey, what? Are you stuck? Are you lost?
No. Just not in the right order.
Oh dear. Yep, so 3 days and I'm at the office this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, at home tomorrow, at home Friday. So my home days are the days when I make the videos. Tomorrow I'll do a floss tube and a stitch with me. And on Friday morning, I'll do a stitch with me to go out Friday afternoon. So Thursday weigh in, see how much I've lost. Hopefully, because I didn't lose very much, although I didn't go off plan when I was away. I didn't lose very much, and I'm just hoping that it's because I've had this cold and it'll start to fall off again. I'm certainly seeing the benefits still. Come on, silly thing. Does anybody else do that? I talk to my stitching all the time. Or talk to the needle. Because the needle just won't go where I want it to go.
You're the one in charge.
I know I'm the one in charge, but the needle tells me otherwise sometimes. Right. Mark some of these stitches off. Getting quite a lot done, actually. Oh, I'm still not at 65%, 64.97, and I've done 220 stitches so far.
You sound like you're getting mad.
Oh, I'm so glad, Christina and Missy. I am so glad I'm not the only one. Yes, I do talk to my stitching. I talk to my needle.
Back?
No. If it talked back, I'd be very worried.
Sorry, I had to ask that question because, you know, if it talked back, then I'd be worried.
Sometimes I talk to myself and answer myself because I need expert advice.
Well, this is what I just said a minute ago. I need to talk to myself sometimes.
Yeah, but you constantly you're like a droning and humming in the background. It's just constant. For me, it's only the odd few words. But yeah, I'm not alone in talking to my stitching or talking to the needles. And you know, I have some days where the hands, eyes, and the needle and thread just won't coordinate, and it feels so clunky.
Clunky. Oy vey.
So sick grandkid came into my room. Yes, I talk to my stitching, and sometimes I want to yell at my stitching. Jodie. I hope your grandbaby's okay. I want to yell at my stitching too sometimes. How many shades of red are in the hair? There are at least 4 of the reds. And then in the oranges, you've got about 3 or 4 shades of orange here as well. So there's like a dark burgundy, a bright red, a medium red. You know, the colours are 817, 498, old DMC, 817, 498. That one is 666. And then in the orangey type ones, we've got 900, 946, 606, 740. So there's quite a lot of different shades, but it all makes, you know, that it's not, you'd think that because the image is kind of cartoon style, as it were, it's not a, you know, a flesh and blood person, you know, like a photograph or anything, you know, type person, that it'd be like one colour. But no, there's at least 8 different colours that I'm using across the hair. And then there's black, and then there's browns, 3371 and flipping Nora. What was the other one? 3371. Oh, 814's in there as well. Yeah, dark brown and black. But to be fair, it's not hard to sort of do these. It's just these sections of hair. You know, I tend to sort of do the black bit and then do the ones with the least amount in and then fill it in with the one with the largest amount. It's the easiest way I've found of doing it. Yes, I suspect it was a lot more nuances than I can tell from the video. Yeah, I can't remember how many colours this chart's got in it. 89 colours in the chart, and quite a lot of them are reds or red tones. You know, quite a lot of reds and oranges for the hair. In fact, it's easiest to show on here because I've got all my thread cards for Mary Princess travels with me. So that's the first card. I don't know how much of it you can see. There's like lots of pinks and reds on this one. And then second. So we've got lots of oranges and a few reds and pinks and certainly a lot of blue because the sky and what have you. Sorry, the focus is terrible. Not better, I think. That's that one. And then the third thread card. Again, there's reds, browns, oranges in this one. And some blues, dark blue, and like this electric blue, which is 995. So just keep going out of focus. Then I've got one of pastels and blues, and a little bit of brown and green. So it's all sort of pastel shades. And then the last one, which is only partial, these are sort of more dual. So yes, a lot more colours than you would think. People talk about doing all the black and then filling in the colours, but not exactly that simple. It's something I did consider, but then I thought I'll get bored with the black. Having said that, I am trying it on my Lord of the Rings piece. But I think the black on that, a lot of the black is going to be much simpler. It's not little bits like this, it's big blocks. So, which obviously does help. Beautiful colours. Yeah, they are lovely colours. And, you know, sometimes, you know, you look at the colour palette and you think, it doesn't make sense. And then when you start stitching it, all of a sudden, boom, there's the image. I had it with Avarice. You can't tell, but quite a lot of Avarice's face is done in like a dark garnet colour. I think it's like either 902 or 814. like a very dark red. But to look at her, you wouldn't think that. It didn't make sense to me when I first started stitching a face. But once the face was completed, I could absolutely see it. Let's just try and focus this flaming thing again. It just doesn't want to focus, does it? I can lock the focus when I do a stitch with me, but I haven't worked out how to lock it when I'm on a live, unfortunately. I think once this piece is finished, I will quite miss it, because it's been one of those pieces that I can pick up and do a little bit of a block of colour on it, and it almost be mindless. Don't get me wrong, there've been some confetti sections on it and some sections where it's driven me crazy. It's focusing on my hand and not on the stitching. Flaming camera. That's better.
Right. It's that one.
So yeah, but in the same vein, I want it done because it's not a massive piece, and it just seems to have taken me far longer than it should have done, really. I miss my cardinals, but I'm enjoying Stitching Spotted. Yeah, your cardinals are absolutely beautiful, Jodie. They really were. I loved seeing them come out. Yeah. I found on Stitching Shelf today, yesterday, I was working on Stitching Shelf and I found some bluebirds. So it was really weird because it just looked like a blob of blue. And then all of a sudden, when I put the last sort of couple of stitches in it, I was like, that's birds. Yeah, so it's like another little surprise. There's so many surprises in Stitching Shelf. So I'm not sure what birds they are because they're blue, and I'm not very good at bird varieties. In fact, I might be able to show you. Let's see if I can show you. Because I've got Stitching Shelf right here. Ugh. Okay. Can you see them? 4 birds in a row, all with the back to me. And I spotted these coming out. I was just like, wow. I couldn't quite believe it. But more on that in my floss tube tomorrow.
Floss tube.
Yeah. Amazing when I saw him coming out. And I'm just at the bit now at the very end of that sort of top row. I'm doing a wine glass and a wine bottle. And, you know, it makes sense because I know it's there. But I'm just waiting to finish that off and see sort of the full effect kind of thing. So... But yeah, Stitching Shelf has had a bit of time this weekend. The last couple of weeks I've worked on most projects, I think. I think the only one I haven't worked on is She Sleeps. And I haven't restarted Night Cafe yet. I just bought My Sister's Closet by Irichia Really Matthews Head. I'll have to have a look for that. But don't enable me anymore. My pattern keeper's full. Isn't it, Andy?
I'm saying nothing.
Pattern keeper's full.
I am saying nothing.
I need a micro. What I remember saying a few years back, I could do with a microwave day, 24 hours in about half an hour.
a bit impossible.
Yeah.
Nice thinking, then.
With the Amy Stewart pieces, I try not to look at the full picture while stitching. Yeah. It's the same. I found on the stitching shelf a little hummingbird. I found a butterfly. I found the cat's face, and now I found the little birds. And it's the little bits, the little nuances of the design, which I think make them so special.
Speaking of which, where's our cat?
Probably upstairs with Hannah. But Hannah should be coming down to feed her.
Shouldn't Hannah be coming down to feed her?
Yeah.
Hannah!
Andy, do you not shout? I am going to get to the end of this thread and then I will end this live. There's still probably a good 30 stitches to go. So don't all rush off and leave just yet. Flipping focus. My husband shouts across the house too, no worries.
I'm not that loud.
Hey, you nearly deafened me.
You've normally got your headphones on.
Yeah, I know. Because I haven't this evening, that's why I can hear you. Oh, I've got to put my alarms on for tomorrow morning. I don't want to put my alarms on. I don't want to work tomorrow. I think that's the thing when you've had a bit of time off. You don't want to go back, do you? But got to do it, got to do it. At least I sleep in my own bed tonight. I'm on 2 weeks leave. Swapsies, Sharon. I've got my next lot coming up in about 6 weeks' time, I think. End of November. Is it end of November?
Yes.
So it might be a bit more then. Might be about 7 weeks. But I should be counting down for that.
You sound like you're counting now.
I am.
It's all right. You get to come with me to Cumbria. Oh.
Yeah. Lovely to spend some time with you again. I shall return on my next holiday break. But we'll watch them just later in the week. Laura, you're my New Zealand lady, aren't you? Yeah, it's lovely for you to join. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's early in the morning for you. Thanks for another great live. Take care. Thank you, Sandy. Yes, I think I'm going to get to the end of this row and then I'm going to call it a night. Get to this end and then come back, I think. I think I need to get up and walk around. Yes, I am back to work next Monday. Well, the videos will always be there, so, you know, you can always catch up on them. No problem at all. Always enjoy listening to you. Have a wonderful week. Thank you, Christine, and you too. Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Thread come undone. Have a lovely week, everyone. And you too, Norma. I'm going to have a final tally and see how many stitches we've made it on this one. I think I've done quite well this time. So I've been live for nearly an hour and a quarter, an hour and 10 minutes. And the old pattern keeper says 274 stitches, so that's not bad, is it? Oh, thanks for a lovely live again. This is my cosy Saturday evening time. Yeah, but it's on a Sunday this week. Yeah, I miss it. Jodie, your needle's been on fire. Yeah. Hi, Esther. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for a nice evening. You're very welcome. It's lovely to do this. I will keep doing them for as long as you ladies want them, and gents, if there are any in here.
No one shouted up, did they?
No one shouted up. So, but yeah, it's yet again. I've had some nice progress. There'll be a floss tube out on Tuesday, stitch with me Wednesday, stitch with me Friday, and back again for another floss tube, another live on Sunday. So thanks very much indeed, guys, for watching, and take care. Have a great week. Have a good stitchy week. And yeah, we'll see you next week and chat some more. We might have some more updates on Madam, who used to live over the road, and see what else comes up, eh? All right, guys. Take care. Bye-bye for now.